Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I am Mrs. Realistic, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to react to my husband reacting to the DAX song. So this should be fun and hopefully not too much of a train wreck. So without further ado, let's see how this turns out.
All right, people, what's up? This is a Monday after my first job, before my second job.
Now, for those of you who don't know, this is my hubby, Caveman, and he has a regular job at about 8 to 4 ish, Monday to Thursday, and then we have our own sideline business after that. So, usually, after he comes home from work, he does more work behind us, behind the green screen, and in our office. So, we're always working over here. He's always working. He works his butt off. So, that's a little bit of information for any of you who don't know that.
Um, this will be my first DAX reaction, so let's just do this. Loud. I like this shit loud, you know?
It's
Can you guys
because
hear
my
me
I
okay?
can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Yeah, I know this life can really beat you down. You wanna scream, but you won't make a sound. Got so much weight that you've been holding, but won't show any emotion. As a man that goes unspoken, that we can't cry when life gets hard. Unconditional loves for women, children, and dogs. We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah, as a man we gotta pave our way. Our only function is to work and slave. There's no respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love and give her your last name, you'll feel the things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain yourself,
Wow.
Okay, I get choked up when he gets choked up. But, you know, I think that this is an issue. You know, it shows the guy there drinking at the end of the day because he has to hold in his feelings. Clearly, you know, that my husband, thankfully, I'm blessed that he does not hide his feelings from us. He's a big, tough guy, but um, inside, he's a teddy bear. Let's hear what my husband has to say.
This is this is the struggle. This is why my wife is on YouTube. You know, we homeschool and I'm just I don't know about you guys, but I'm doing a lot. Man, I'm doing a lot. And my truck's in the parking lot and it hasn't been washed in months,
Driveway, not parking lot. Sorry, he hates it when I do that.
you know. But I got to take my kid out on the chopper for a nice long ride on the weekend. I got to take the family to dinner 2 or 3 times. And, you know, the rest of the time I'm sitting behind this green screen. The reason there's a green screen there is because there's a workbench behind it.
There you go, guys.
That's my second job,
Mm-hmm.
the sideline work. And man, I just spend so much time doing that, you know. And I asked my wife, Miss Realistic, can you help me? You might be better at doing reaction videos than I. And maybe one day we won't have to work as hard because we homeschool. So on one income, it's rough, you know, but it's so important to me that the family, that my kids aren't fucked up. This one touches deep, and I was thinking when I watched this video, this guy back here, this guy on his wedding day. Let's just go back a little bit. But look at his face. You know, this is like, this video's good, man. It's good.
Respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love.
I don't know why that's messing me up. Shit. Fuck.
Language. Well, hopefully it's messing him up because marriage can be a beautiful thing. What Dax says here, it becomes a negative for some people because they think that, well, this chick's just sticking around now because of the money I make. And that's sad because clearly there's no communication there. He has said to me numerous times, if I could trade places with you and stay home with the kids, I would. But the fact is that what he does makes more money than if I were to go out and work at this juncture.
Whoever suggested this song knew how to kick caveman in the nuts, right? Damn. All right.
Give her your last name, you'll feel the things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain, you'll say, I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up. Keep.
To some people. But some women do understand, and some women are very thankful to have a man who's not afraid of hard work. My husband is not one of those men. He has never, ever had an issue with getting his hands dirty and working no matter what the job was. And, you know, straight out of high school, he started his own business that he still runs to this day. But there was a time when we lost everything and we had to start from scratch again. And we were living in the middle of New Mexico in a 1-bedroom trailer with plywood floors. And at one point in his life, he had said he had made fun of people who drove school buses as a young person. And what job did he end up getting in New Mexico? Driving a school bus, because it was the highest paying job that he could get there. And then he would go to his second job after he drove those kids to school, working for a wealthy Rockefeller, moving bricks from one spot in a field to another spot in a field. And then the guy told him, I want you to move them back. And he had to swallow his pride and do that job for $10 an hour to feed and support his family. So there are men out there who are dedicated to their families, and that means the world to me. And I feel so bad for men whose wives don't appreciate that, because I appreciate that every day. And you work your ass off for our family, and I thank you for that.
As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so
He's started a generational curse. I talk about this all the time with my wife.
Yeah.
You know, this repeated shit that you saw were struggles in your parents that you know are struggles for you. And you know, at least I know, that if I can overcome that struggle, maybe I can break the curse for my kids so my kids don't have to fucking deal with that shit, you know? I want to hear that part again. Sorry for right into the microphone.
His actions play a role and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health. Then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide, they don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to
And there's my dad who, you know, I just saw him last weekend in the hospital. Trying to hold his hand. His hand's swollen because he's holding the skeleton down. That's a whole nother story, but fuck. I actually have some Kleenex.
I used the last one.
Boy, I didn't expect this.
You know, I want to say something. You know, when I see those men riding on those horses, those cowboys, my stepdad was one of those guys who he went out and he rounded up the horses during hunting season, and he went out and he literally killed animals for us to be able to eat. And you know, there's men out there that do these jobs, that go to war, that build houses, that lay bricks, that no woman out there wants to do. They could if they wanted to, but the majority, 99%, 99.9% is men who go out and they do these hard jobs. And it's just what they do, right? It's just what they do. And I think that's the message, is that men are supposed to go out there, suck it up, do your job, and don't have any emotion about it because you're a man. And at the same time, I see these guys out there riding, and it's like, that's a real man to me. A man who's not afraid to go do these hard jobs, and a man who is also okay with his wife having a traditional job. That's not how it has to be, but I think it's so important to be able to work together that way. And it works. We're being told that that's not okay anymore. You know, that we both have to go out and work and it's money, money, money. And that's not what's important at the end of the day. And it's hard to see my husband break down like this, even though thankfully he shares these emotions with me and our kids, and he's not afraid to cry in front of us, and he is an emotional person, which, you know, it's like the best of both worlds to me.
My dad is this guy. You know, if you heard the song I sang about my father, you know that my dad is this guy. You know, he's the one you have on a pedestal too. No, he's like me. Kids, adults, think about your fathers. You know, think about some of the sacrifices they make. You know, when I have to explain to my family, look guys, we can't go do this today because I got to go back in the office and I got to work. I got to finish that extra work because we got taxes due next week, you know.
understand.
So bad.
Confiding. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can. not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
Wow, man. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that song. That song, that song kicked me in the fucking nuts, dude. Whoa, I didn't expect all that. Be the person that has a heart to heart with your kids, with your
Amen.
family, and with your wife. You know, my wife doesn't have, or let me put it this way: there's no secrets about me that my wife doesn't already know.
That's
Nothing.
true.
She knows everything I do all the time.
Well, I hope it's
And
true.
I don't want it any other way. But you know, I want that relationship with my kids.
For Dax to do this song is so important because I think this gets the conversation going for a lot of people, maybe who haven't spoken to their spouse about this stuff, who haven't, uh, you know what? I bet there's a lot of reactors out there who don't have kids who probably will not have the same take as I do. But um, I think that when you have children and you are married and you've been through these things, you can really feel this song deeply. And man, this is like I didn't even know Dax could sing. He's got a great voice. I already knew that he was a great rapper. One of my favorite songs, "Dear God," of his, that like seriously is like one of my all-time favorite songs ever. And I think that that's the most important thing about artists like this is to get the conversation going and to get people really more in tune with themselves. It's this song is talking about how you what it's like to be a man from a man's perspective. And so from a woman's perspective, I have to say that I think men should be proud to be able to be a provider. As a caveat to that, they have to be able to express the emotions that they have about, this, I hate this shitty job. I hate having to do this. But at the same time, thank goodness I have it to support my family. Now, if you're a single guy, maybe it doesn't hit you as hard. But I think for especially somebody like my husband and some of the guys in this video, the weight on your shoulders to support your family is a huge burden for some, and it's a scary position to be in when you are the breadwinner. And that's why this, like I said, the communication has to be there. And my husband's right. He came to me to hopefully maybe one day be able to earn a little bit of extra money, which uh, I don't pay any bills doing this, but maybe one day it might happen. Never say never. So, Dax, I thank you for this song. I think this is a super important message. And I think that men need to, I think the stigma needs to be removed that men can't cry. Men go through trauma just like women do, but they're told to not talk about it. So, this song, I think, is going to really be like a proverbial weight off of your shoulders, I think, for men to be able to come and say, yes, I have these thoughts or I have these worries or whatever the case may be. So great job, Dax. I appreciate you so much. And maybe the next reaction video my husband and I will just do together. But this was an interesting way for me to see my husband's video for the first time. So thank you everybody for joining me today. And as I always say, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.